Good afternoon and welcome to Friday with Fiona, and today I'm using the fabulous Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Well, it's a hybrid embossing folder, Sunrise Sailing. It comes with a stamp set which is just fabulous, dies, and the embossing folder which you can use the die in. So it's just fabulous. I've got 3 cards to show you, but before we get started, I just want to show you how you can use it for embossing as well as die cutting. So I'm just going to move my cards to one side. I tell you, my craft room is not big enough. I've known it for a while, but it's true. I have stuff everywhere and there's just not enough room. So I'm using my big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So you might not get to see. Oh, hang on a minute. It's the wrong way around. Let me just try and sort that out. That's better. Sorry if I'm making you feel sick. Okay. So I just want you to be able to see. Well, I'll just run it through and show you. So I've got a piece of Pretty Peacock, and I've got the big plate and the grey plate for embossing. So I've got my folder, my embossing folder, and you can feel the, yeah. So you find the grooves and then you put the die in place. The die is now kind of not stuck, but it won't move. And I'm going to pop my bit of card over there. Now, normally I would do a full size, and one of the cards we've done is 14.8 by 14.8 to get the whole thing in. But this is just to show you how to die cut, really, with the folder. It's just awesome. Now, you always have to make sure that the fold is going through first. So I'm going to pop the plates on. And it goes through really easily. And then, just bring it around here, take this out of the way. So let me get this out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. So it went through that way with the hinge, and I've got a die cut yacht, which I can use, and I've got the sea, and I've got some clouds. And so you could put that on a card base and then put that over for 3D effect, or you could mix and match. So I did die cut a black one earlier, but I've no idea what I've done with it. So that is how the hybrid embossing folder works. And I've got 3 fabulous cards. Oh, look, I've got some. Oh, that's interesting. Let's cut the cardstock in. Let's see if it'll come out of the rubber. If not, I'll get it out later, probably with my tweezers. Or maybe even a wet wipe might do it. Not had that happen before. Yeah, it's coming out. I'll sort that out later. So that is the folder. Just fabulous. Right, let's make some space. So it comes as a bundle. The stamp set on its own is one of the cheaper ones. It's just £19, and you get these fonts. Congratulations, you deserve the best. Happy retirement, best wishes. You're destined for great things. Ahoy! And then you've got the yacht, and you've got this will do the base of the yacht, and then you've got some sea and water, and then this is for the sails. So I haven't used all. I've used the yacht and the sails. I haven't used these bits, and I didn't realize what that was for. So my ones, I've just coloured them in, but I will use that when we're working today. This is die cut some waves, so I've used that. I haven't used the little ones yet, and I haven't used the clouds or the birds, so you can cut some birds out, and there's also a bird to stamp as well. So it's great fun. I have a family of yachtsmen, and I'm so excited. I'm going to be making loads of these, and they'll be going in a lovely box, and that's my dad's birthday present sorted. So yep, I'm happy. That's my case. Let's not lose that. So let's start now. The first one I did is couldn't be more straightforward, and it's using one of the new in colours, which is called Cloud Cover. Before we get started, two things. First of all, I want to, there we go. So I told you about the stamping rewards. So for everything you spend over £20, you'll earn 10%. So if you spend £20, you'll earn 2. If you spend 40, you'll get 4, etc., etc. And you don't have to use them. You bank them, you can accumulate them, or you can just use them on your next shop. But also for May, there is the most amazing starter kit offer. So basically, you spend £99 to get your starter kit, and you get you pay 100 and no, you get. I was going to start again because this is a nightmare. Sorry. So special starter kit. Spread the word. New demonstrators get £170 in products for only £99. The starter kit is always the best deal around. So if you're going to spend nearly £100, you're much better to get this. You don't have any commitment to be a demonstrator, to hold classes or anything, nothing like that. You can just get your discount. Everybody, when they sign up, after their initial starter kit, gets 20% off what they spend, and it can move up to 25% if you get promoted, and that's until the end of May. So that's up until the 31st of May. So fantastic offer. The other thing is with my class to go, when you spend £25 in my online store, I'll send you everything that you need to make these 3 cards. I can't send you stamped images, which would be the yacht, but I can die cut it for you. So I would send you a packet with everything, cardstock. I will do the embossing for you, everything. So this is my first card, and it's in the new in colour Cloud Cover, which I have to say I love. There is an issue with the ink, and I didn't have the blends. I only had the Stampin' Right marker. My parcel has arrived, but I haven't opened it. So I've used that. But this is purely using the embossing folder and the Stampin' Right marker. So really, really quick and easy. So I've cut the cardstock. That's the other thing. When you get the kit, you also get a full tutorial with photos, measurements and instructions. So this is 29.6 by 14.8, scored in half at 14.8 to make a nice square card. And then I've cut this down to 14.3 by 14.3. And all I did was run it through. I'm going to have to bring the machine back, make some space. So this virtually covers the whole. Let's get the edge of the clouds in there. I'll maybe do this side this time. Just need to bring my machine back in. For those of you that watch me regularly know I love my little one and don't use the big one that often, but obviously for an embossing folder this size you need to. So I'm going to put my plate back, hinge first, grey plate, and then it goes through lovely and smoothly. Whoops. I don't need that anymore. I'm going to, if I do anything else, it'll go through the little one. Let's put that, oh, that's a bit heavy. Okay, and there you go. So how quick was that? Really, really quick. And all I'm going to do is, I've lost my example. My stamp set. Now, I could try, I don't have, can try it with the Stampin' Right marker, but that should go on the, let's try it. Cloud cover. So you can see the little cabin. No, I don't want that side, I want the other side. No, it didn't really work, so that's okay. So what I did was I just I highlighted the mast with the Stampin' White marker. And then the cabin, just the outline. I'll use the narrow nib for this. And then just some of the waves. Just random. And I've left the clouds. Okay, and then all I did was I took my Seal Plus. You can use, actually I'll use wet glue because of the embossing at the bottom. There won't really be much for the Seal Plus to grab onto. And this is an example of a monochrome card. So it's tone on tone, cloud cover on cloud cover. And I haven't put a sentiment. You could do. I just thought it would. It kind of feels like a picture frame to me. So I just thought I would leave it. And I've got a bit of wet glue that's just come out. So I'm just going to take my rubber. These are brilliant. I've got them on Amazon. Stampin' Up used to do them, but they don't anymore. So Amazon, you can get a box of about 10. So they last a while. Okay, so there's card one. How quick and easy was that? Now, obviously, you'd need to put an insert. You could probably write on there, but I would put an insert, and then you can stamp the yacht inside or something. I didn't think of doing that. And then these envelopes are 15.5 by 15.5, so they fit perfectly. So that's card number one. Right, now, I think this is my favorite. I absolutely love this one. I saw it on Pinterest, and it's by Australian demonstrator. I think her name was Lindsay. I've changed it slightly, but my dad has raced for many, many years. So that one I put on first, so I need to put on before I put this in. But I kind of had them racing. So yeah, just such fun. So that's a Z fold. Okay. And I'm like, oh, that's come. Needs a bit of dimensional under there. So that's what we're looking at. So this is Azure Afternoon, which I don't use very often. Beautiful blue, absolutely love it. Now I, excuse me, I've kept one to show you how to do the yacht and the sails. And like I said, I just coloured in, but I'm now going to use that that stamp that I've discovered what it was for, which I didn't know before. And what colour? Oh, it's Azure Afternoon. I need to do this in. Okay, so I'm just getting all throwing all my bits and pieces on the floor. Also on this one, I did the bottom part in the bit that I cut off the top. but actually it makes it very thick. I've measured it to go through the post, and it needs to go as a large letter. So I'm missing this bit of As Your Afternoon Out. I'm going straight with the white and then having the C on top, because I'm hoping it'll make it less thick, but we'll see what happens. And then the designer series paper that I'm using is the Thoughtful Journey. And just because it looks like the sky, you don't actually see the bottom part, so because that's not obviously not C. And then I'm also matting and layering with white just to make the blue really, really pop. So let's pop our white layers on. In fact, what I'll do is I'm going to put the designer series paper on first. And okay, and then that will go on. I'll use it till it runs out. Well, it always happens when I'm doing a Friday with Fiona. Okay, then that's going to go on to that base part there. If I move my banner, you might be able to see a bit better. So let me move that banner. There we go, a bit more space there. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same with these side panels. One of them is just having white, and the front one is having designer series paper. And then this panel is just going to go on the front. So it's quite a straightforward card. It just sort of lots of matting and layering, really. That's what takes the time and the cutting, everything. And then for this one, I'm going to fold it, the front flap over, so that I can make sure I line up with this one. There we go. Right, now I've already cut. So I forgot to say, this is 21 scored in half at 10.5 and again at 5.25 to make the Z fold. Okay, it's just a normal card base, but you folded the front bit back. And then to get the front flap, that's also 21, again scored at 10.5 and then 5.25. And the difference is that this is going to go along the front and then be glued like that. So that is the difference. Then I've got my C bits. So we're missing one step out to see if it will be less thick for the postage. And I'm going to use wet glue again because of the embossing. So this bit, I just embossed the bottom of the paper, which is the C, the bottom of the embossing folder, and then I use that die, which is the waves. So this one. Okay, let's pop some glue on there. The white really makes the blue pop. Okay. Now, this one here is sticking up, but really, and the problem is it's too deep. So I think I need to actually put the, I don't know how I'm going to do that. It's going to go over the edge, but I've got glue all over my hands now. I don't know how I manage that. Right. Okay. So I'm going to show you now how to do the yacht with the sails. So I need my big block. And I have so fallen in love with another of the new colours, Secret Sea, that I'm actually using it instead of black for everything. I just love it. Absolutely love it. And it is so dark that it, you know, it kind of seems like black. And other times it seems like a blue. So, right. So I've inked that up. And I'm going to just stamp that on a piece of white card. Oh, I've done it wrong. Okay. I'll do it this way to show you. So the first time I did it this way, and I'll take that off. It's basically about doing the sails. Okay. So this one is going to be Azure Afternoon. And I really, really struggled to line it up. So I'll show you how, and then I'll turn it over and do it on the other side. So this is the sails, and you want them like touching this line here. And it's I found it really tricky. You watch, I'll probably do it perfectly this time. That's better. But what I found it easier to do was to see, I'm doing it again. I'm inking that up. What I'm going to do this time is I'm going to stamp the sails. And then stamp my yacht over it. Just line them up. Make sure you can see what I'm doing. That's much better, in my opinion. I think that's much better. So I'm going to need that one again. I'm just going to get rid of the Secret Sea for now. Keep it Azure Afternoon. Okay, and then I'm going to do this one, which I haven't used before. So this is to highlight the cabin of the yacht. I'm going to do that in Azure Afternoon. Yeah, I was slightly out because of the leaning over the camera. But yes, that's kind of what I was trying. But I just coloured them in. So, you know, you can do whichever takes your fancy, basically. But that is an option. And obviously you can do it in a different colour. You could do it for, you know, white, for a lot of hulls are white these days, but also a wood, which my dad's boat is. So fun, so fun. I'm having so much fun with this. Right, let's put the Azure Afternoon away because I'm done with that. Right, so now I need to die cut this, and I'm going to use my little one. It's a bit different from the other one. So much lighter and right. my plates over. Need my dies, need my yacht. So I haven't done any with the small ones, so I think I need to use those, and then I'll post that separately so you can see. Okay, whoops. And there you go. Woohoo, my third and final yacht. Okay, so back to putting this together. And I've got my sea and I've got my 3 yachts. And I can't work out how to get that third one. Maybe I need to just put it like that. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. So first of all, I'm going to glue the front part. So I'm using wet glue again. And I'm just going to mark, and I'm doing it from the bottom. Actually, I might do it from the white. No, that won't work. Okay. Who would have thought? So I'm going to just mark where I can put the glue up to. So it's up to here. And put that down. Okay, and then before I'm going to attach this, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue under here on the top. So I'll put it up a bit so you can actually see the base of the yacht. Okay, and now I'm going to glue that down. Okay, it has gone over the edge a bit, and there's a bit to trim off, but that's okay. Do that in a minute, give that time to dry. And then these ones I'm going to put on with dimensionals. In fact, let's pop a dimensional under this sail. And then we've got our 2 racing. I think maybe have the green next to the blue first. So I only put dimensionals on this half of the yacht. Okay. There's a bit of glue come through there, so I need to get that out. Okay, so there we go, overlapping, that's better. And then this one's getting ahead, so I can see where I need to put the dimensionals. So it's on this side. Yeah, that's perfect. Still a little bit sticky there. That's better. And then all I did is I stamped ahoy, because that's a sailing term. And I'm going to stamp it in Secret Sea. There we go. I really, really love this card, and I think my dad would too. It just so reminds me of him racing. So there you go, that's card 2. So it is a little bit thinner. I'm going to just check with my trusty Royal Mail. Yes, that will go through without the extra layer. It will go through as a standard letter, so it will be cheaper to post. So, and I think it looks okay. Don't really notice much difference. So I've made it lower as well. So okay, so that's card 2, which I think is my favorite. Then I say that, and then coming on to this one, I love this one as well. I saw this on Pink Buckaroo. She's done it with each in colour, and I just wanted to do it with the Secret Sea just to see what it looked like. And here it is. So I just love the design. She's an amazing creator. So I changed it slightly. I've embossed with the Soft Waves 3D embossing folder, and then added that, and then that's the Nested Essential, largest Nested Essentials flag, and then so it's just, again, it's not exactly monochrome because you've got the white, and then I've only got the Stampin' Right markers at the moment, so I just flicked that on there. See a little bit, and you can see it from the top, and then that is the Natural Tones twine, which is on Last Chance. It's still available, but it's available for some crazy price, like £3.50. Now this one I have got everything prepared because I die cut just the I stamped it and in white, and then embossed it, heat embossed it in white, and then I die cut it, and I've got everything else ready. So now when I did my embossing, I put it in the wrong way, so my waves were going that way, upside down, which is no good to anyone. So I trimmed it down a bit, and it's obviously not nearly as big as that one, but it'll do the job. So again, I'm going to use wet glue because it's embossed, and on this one it's kind of embossed on one. There is I think this is the side for the glue. And there's not really a right or a wrong side, it's just whichever side you think looks better. Make sure I've got my waves going the right way. And then again, I'm going to pop that on with wet glue. in the center, and I'm just eyeballing it. You can measure, but again, this is a standard half of A4 card, so 21 by 14.8, scored at 10.5, and then the card instead of white inside is 10 by 14.3. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of wet glue on there. My parcel has arrived this morning. I'm so excited. So once I've got some time, I'll be able to open it and check all my, I should have my blends, my re-inkers, everything for the new colours. So I'm really looking forward to playing with that. And then that's just going to go on with dimensionals. And the thing that I found the trickiest was doing the twine, tying that in a ribbon around the top of the mast. So please bear with me when I do that. Okay. So June's card class is the Happy Hibiscus, which is what I did last week, and I haven't quite finished. I've got it ready. I've got a couple of cards to show you, but that's June, and I've decided that July is going to be this because I am absolutely so in love with it. So, and Card Club, for those of you that don't know, is it's a monthly subscription. I'm just trying to find my, there it is. It's a monthly subscription, and you get everything to make 8 cards, so 2 each of 4 designs. You get about £25 worth of goods, so cardstock, ribbon, gems, and I tell you what we're going to be using. And then pretty much like my kit for my free class. Why am I using the wrong scissors? You get everything you need to make the 8 cards with plus leftovers. So you either get half a pack of designer series paper. So there's an awful lot included. And so this is going to be my July, not these cards. I will design some more. But yeah, I'm just loving it so much. And I want to make a ton of them for my dad. His birthday's in July, so that's good timing. And I'll give them to him as a gift pack. Is in a lovely box. Don't want to speak too soon, but I think I might have done that. Wow. First time ever on video getting a bow right. As I said, this is these are available on last chance. Wish I got them earlier. They came out as part of the winter suite. Now I need to put a glue dot on there to stop it because I can't put it tight enough to. So I'm just going to roll up a glue dot. I don't know how I do it, but I managed to get ink on that thumb every time. I think it's the Secret Sea, is so dark. So I'm just going to pop that glue dot there, and then that will hold that in place. Now what I haven't done is spattered my, so this is a Stampin' Right marker. The blends are much better, you get much better coverage, but I haven't unwrapped them yet. And what you could do is stamp a yacht inside, or you could stamp it even on the envelope. So that's a nice idea. So that is card 3. Okay, so just to recap, this is the Sunrise Sailing bundle with a hybrid embossing folder. So you get the stamp set, the dies, and the embossing folder. If you spend £25 in my online store by Tuesday, I will send you everything you need to make the 3 cards. I can't send you stamped images, but I can die cut the yachts for you, and then you can just either get your own stamp set. As I said, it's £19, so it's a really good price. Yeah, and don't forget you learn stamping rewards, and also the amazing starter kit offer. So £170 worth of goods for £99. I mean, that's just incredible. So yeah, I think that is my favourite. I love that one, but I think that's one is my favourite. It reminds me of my dad. Thanks so much for watching. Next week it's notes and totes. Oh no, it's not. It's tags to go. Tags to go, which is fun. I've got a suitcase. Say no more. So that'll be 2 cards and a gift box next Friday. So I hope everyone has a lovely weekend. The weather's getting better again. Thanks for watching, and I hope you can join me next week. Bye.